it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island. Hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
20 minutes before 9 o'clock, 8:40 right now. Mike Gallagher live in the studio. You don't use earbuds? You use earbuds.
Yeah, because the bald spot, if there's headphones on top of my bald spot, I think it expands it.
No.
I'm very ashamed of my bald spot. By the way, this is a big week for me. Can I tell you what a big week it is?
Please.
There's a rumor, there's going to be a really
Here we
handsome, charismatic, talented, popular, successul guest on Frank Morano's show this weekend.
But I'm going to have you on also.
Hey, I want to tell you.
Nicely done. I'm excited. I'm going to be on Frank's show this weekend.
You'll pre-record it.
I'm getting up in the morning. Are you kidding me?
You are going to hear Mike as you've never heard him.
This is Unplugged, Unchained.
Oh, you can
Mike
do it?
Gallagher, Unchained.
Look out, Eric Metaxas and Kevin McCullough.
And I have to thank
I got
Mike.
nothing on McCullough.
I have to thank Mike publicly on the air. Yesterday, he comes to me. He parked in the NYP spot that we normally park, but I knew that there was a street fair that was going on, and I said to Mike, because he was all excited, he's like, "Oh, I got a spot." I said, "You better move your car. You're going to be trapped there until 3 in the afternoon."
And by the way, when I left yesterday at 1 o'clock, you were so right. That whole all of Broadway blocked off for these.
You can't
and
move.
it's the same booths that everywhere
these
in Manhattan.
elitist parkers. Frank, you and I aren't a lot.
Right.
Where did you park? Oh, that's right. You took the bus.
Yes.
You took the bus.
So I told Mike to move his car, that he should move it because he'll be stuck. So he moved it. He comes in, hands me an envelope with gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts. As thank yous. Now, you didn't have to do that.
But
I want to help you out.
No, it was great that you did that because I'd have been trapped.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what you do. What would I've been stuck for all day until
I
they
got
get
trapped once before.
You couldn't have. You said you maneuvered down. You couldn't have gotten through Broadway. I couldn't have.
I did it. I just blew my horn and started
It would have
screaming.
looked like the Portland, Oregon
Frankie,
Antifa
they got
protesters.
NYP plates. They could park anywhere in the world. There was a problem?
Not anywhere.
No, but these idiotic street fairs, why they would happen on a Monday,
stupid.
it is
Thank
the
you for
worst
that.
thing in the world.
I missed that. They had the parade yesterday.
Well, the parade that's one thing.
thing.
That's great. But these street fairs, they do it on 6th Avenue. They do it down here on Broad. And by the way, it's the same. Not to take away from these hardworking people who are trying to make a living.
It's junk.
It's
It's
gyros and fake sunglasses,
hard chargers,
deep fried Oreos.
If you're lucky, there's a stand that sells Buddhas. That's really unique.
That'll be
belts.
eclectic.
I love the belts.
Yeah, the belts. I mean,
Who's walking around? I need a leather belt.
How much are the belts?
See, have a deal. No, I don't see Joe Piscopo going down buying a belt from the street fair.
I don't even see him
You know
touch
what
them.
was unsettling today? I got out of the cab because I take cabs. I don't have the NYP plate, so I take cab. But there were the homeless people around the building. The homeless people down here in Wall Street. It's Wall Street, and then there was one, and then there was one right there, and then there's another one. They're all in the
I told
doorway.
you the knife fight I witnessed at Burger King a couple weeks ago. I told you that story right across from the Port Authority, and that block is so dangerous. And it's so funny. You stumble over the same poor, wretched people that are laying there sleeping, and you think, how can they not? And I'm not trying to be a bleeding heart here, but how do you not reach out to those people?
Like the lady that walks around, she walks around Wall Street yelling, spewing profanities,
right?
Pushing a baby carriage without a baby in it,
right?
Have you seen all that?
I walked past her this morning.
She every foul word spewing.
I give her the look,
but why? No,
she doesn't say anything because I give her the look. Like, don't even.
But why
don't?
Why isn't there? When Mayor Giuliani was mayor, he really got people out and he stopped that. Why doesn't? And this mayor, when he's in the gym stretching in the butterfly stretch, and someone says, "What about the homeless?" He goes, "I'm working out." Mike, really?
This is a disconnect he has, and I just love it when a liberal Democrat who's a person of the people is utterly oblivious to this very real problem that we New Yorkers face every day. And listen, I told you I used to carry around a wad of singles, and I just hand out singles to everybody. I mean, your heart goes out to people, but these days some of them are so violent. You give them $1, then they want 10, and they're gonna punch you in the mouth if you don't get a $10 bill. These people need help. They don't need to be laying on the sidewalk. There's a guy that has been lying on the sidewalk, lying.
You lay down carpet.
Lie down. He's been lying on the sidewalk by my apartment 3 years. It's the same guy, 3 years, sores all over his feet.
Oh, Lord.
He's in a literally sleeping on a piece of cardboard. Now, over 3 years, we got the finest police department in the world.
Yep.
They don't notice him. They don't say something. They can't get a social worker there. They can't. I understand people say, well, a lot of these people want to be there. I get that. That's mental illness. You try to help. Right. We spend, my goodness, I'm 53%. I'm getting me started here. 53% tax rate to be a Manhattanite. 53% for city, state, and federal taxes.
What do you get
and
for
none
it?
of that goes towards helping people. They're laying on the sidewalk for
Mike,
3 years.
While you're fired up, let me switch too, because I look to you as a mentor when I'm on the radio, and I can't. I try to explain, and I was off yesterday, and then the weekend came, and the whole Kavanaugh thing unfolded, and he was confirmed, and it's monumental and historic, and I'm proud to be an American. When they say yes, Kavanaugh's through, how do you explain? How do you verbalize the concerted effort, the takedown of what they did with Dr. Ford? How do you say, because you and I could say to you, I could say, boy, what they did to that poor woman, that was more an assault on women than anything. Yet you get people cackling and assaulting and running after people like they're convinced. Now, they're probably paid protesters is what they are.
They've confirmed that. Many of them are. Joe, it's good versus evil. This is we're in an existential battle between good and evil. The things that are being said about Kavanaugh and Republicans and conservatives, the Google executive who said, F you all to hell and all. That's an executive at Google. Yeah. Now, if a conservative said that about liberals, how long do you think the conservative would be working at a company like Google, one of the biggest companies in the world? There are no apologies. I mean, this is continually happening, and all I can say is if we fall asleep and we lose the House or the Senate on November the 6th, we're in big trouble. Yeah. Because this president is going to finally face the brick wall that we've been dreading, because he's been getting so much done. There's been so much accomplished, so much policy achievements. We saw the great Mike Lindell. He's in the halls. We're going to get to hang out with Mike. He's a guy who said from day one, this man is going to be one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, but there's such a viciousness directed. And, Joe, it transcends political differences. It's evil. Some of this stuff is evil. Did you see the video of the protesters outside the Supreme Court trying to get into the Supreme Court? And the
comical.
one woman,
it's like comical.
But it's sick. It's not only comedy,
I'm sorry.
Barbarians at the gate.
Was she trying, knowing the camera was on, or is she really? Because that woman, they're banging. If you're listening, and Mike and I are talking about, there was someone
video,
banging. Banging.
It was like the Wizard of Oz, like the doors of Oz, those huge, massive doors, and they're banging and they're wailing and they're screaming.
They must know they're on camera.
Well, no, I don't know. They're lost in the moment. They're goofy. These are nutty people. In Portland yesterday, Antifa protesters banging on some elderly man's door and car, and he's trying to drive through, and they're screaming, "I'm going to kick your butt, and I'm going to kill you, MF." And the police in Portland are a block away looking at it all. They're not doing anything. And I'm thinking, are protesters in Portland a different... I don't think the NYPD would put up with that. You don't steer traffic around in the streets of Manhattan if you're a protester.
Yeah. Commissioner O'Neill said on the show the NYPD will not stand down.
Listen, we got to fight, Joe. We got to fight. And there's a fighter on my show today at 10:30, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, who wrote the book, Why We Fight. Yeah. And boy, has there ever been a more perfectly titled book for the times we're living in, with Kavanaugh and all that we're up against. We'll talk to Dr. Gorka at 10:30 today. He'll be on Skype. We got some great things planned, so we got a busy day to rock and roll. And you keep it up too, because Joe, every single morning I'm driving in, listening to you guys. You're calm, you're rational, you're balanced. The only thing you don't do is smack around that Jeffrey Lyons enough, but I won't hold that against you. I still get email about Jeffrey Lyons. Boy, what?
I know.
Boy, what he's.
They are liberal to a fault, and I don't know that you could ever convince them. Cory Booker, watch this. You want to see me tick off
most of the folks? Did you see him on the porch yesterday?
Yeah.
In the rain?
Yeah. What?
Go ahead.
Go Cory, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to him when I see him, because it's like out there, and I think he's pandering, I think, to this wacko left.
Well, he wants to run for president in 2020, and please, can we all pray here on a Tuesday morning? Let Cory Booker and Donald Trump be on a debate stage together. Please, dear God, let that happen. Or Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. Or, who are they going to put up against him in 2020?
There's nobody now. Somebody's got to sneak in, because there is not one person now that could beat this
maybe
president.
Alexia, whatever.
I'll let you go, Mike. We'll let you go. But Melania in Africa. Africa.
And looking beautiful in that stunning white pith helmet, which, by the way, they said was racist. Now I'm watching. Thinking, there we go again with the craziness.
So what should the color be?
I don't know. It's not the color. I think it's the fact that it's a helmet.
Color? Yeah, but I mean, I don't get it. She got to wear a helmet. What difference does it make what color it is?
You know, what is it? The white helmet?
But no,
is that what it was? The color of the helmet?
They don't give her any credence. She's doing a great job.
If she's a Democrat, she's on every women's magazine cover in the world. Yeah. She's on Vogue. Yeah. She's on. They don't touch her.
You look good. You look good in salmon. Speaking of fashion,
salmon, my salmon polka dot.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
You know, I'm no Kevin McCullough, but man, I am doing my best.
Mike Gallagher, 10:05 on AM 970. The Answer. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for taking the time.
Everybody knows this guy. No, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.